Jamie?
Well, Kelly, this is a big week for President Obama because a major test is really afoot. There's intense focus right now, probably even in your home, about his upcoming job speech. The pressure is mounting for him to deliver results. And then there's Friday's dismal jobs report. Nearly 14 million Americans are still out of work. How big a plan does it need to be? What's the message he'll need to get across to get support from both sides of the aisle? And will he get a jobs plan he presents passed? Shira Toeplitz is a staff writer for Roll Call. Shira, great to see you. Good morning.
Good morning, Jamie.
I wonder whether or not the president had his speech prepared, and then when those jobs numbers came out, that not a single job was created in August. He might have tweaked it a little. What do you think it will be?
You know, I think he probably had plans and ideas in the works that his staff has been working on for a long time now, but obviously the numbers that came out on Friday were not good news. They were worse than anything the White House probably even expected. The fact that we added no new jobs to the private sector and unemployment is still stagnant at 9.1% is not good news for the president. And he had already, as of Friday, scheduled this big job speech for this week. So Thursday night, he's going to address Congress and the nation via television on his jobs plan. So it's going to be a big night. In my opinion, perhaps the biggest night of his presidency so far.
And I imagine millions of people, maybe even as many as half or more of the people who don't have jobs will watch. What I always find so interesting is clearly the Democrats in the room will stand and applaud at certain points, and the Republicans who feel their job plan works better won't. But I want to show you a Fox News poll and ask you if that could happen or if everyone stays in their seats. Because this Fox News poll says that the U.S. political system is not working the way it's supposed to, according to a staggering 74%. Not only do the people who are polled, Americans polled, feel it's not working, they feel it's gridlocked. And what is really interesting of that 74% is 82% are Democrats. What does that mean?
I think it means what we've noticed a lot over the past 2 years, frankly, that the American public really does believe Congress is broken. And you mentioned that great choreography that goes on typically during the State of the Union speech, where Republicans will sit when a Democratic president speaks and Democrats will stand and applaud, give a standing ovation. We actually didn't get that much earlier this year when the president addressed the Congress via the State of the Union, because members of Congress paired off with each other. The seating arrangements have been mixed. It's going to be very different on Thursday night, I think, when we'll see exactly what you described, that little dance. And I think it's symbolic of where we've gone in the past 9 months. We've gone from a situation where people were at least making an effort to work together across either side of the aisle to post this debt ceiling debate, complete, utter gridlock in Congress.
Yeah, that was interesting. It was almost like a Match.com moment where
exactly. It's like going to prom, is what a lot of people said.
Paired off. But I want to ask you about the S word, and that would be spending,
yes.
Stimulus. A lot of people are saying the president in his jobs plan will talk about spending and stimulus, but call it something else.
Yeah, I think when the president rolls out his jobs plan on Thursday, he is going to try and put some kind of spending programs. I think Republicans and a lot of centrists will just call this stimulus by another name, as you just pointed out. But he's going to have to do this, in part because he has to watch out for his Democratic base, too. And, you know, it is in some ways, some economists believe that it is a fast way to jumpstart the economy really quickly. Long term, it's very debatable whether or not it has benefits. But if you want to fund jobs, if you want to get people on the road and shovel-ready projects, you do it via stimulus.
Shira Toeplitz, this is going to be a big and interesting speech, and the analysis will be fascinating. Of course, Fox News will have it for everybody. Thanks so much. Great to see you as always.
Thanks for having me.